Hi guys, it's Dr. George. I hope you saw my fancy smancy new timer that I had on. If you guys will go ahead and put your comments in the box, and there's my husband going out the back because he doesn't listen. So that's Melvin that you guys saw. So I'll wait for a couple of you to get on. I have two really neat books tonight. So I hope some of you will join, just share it so other people can join. But I'll go ahead and get started. My first book number one, is A Unicorn Ate My Homework. So I have something special I have to say. So this is A Unicorn Ate My Homework, and it's by Julia Inserro and illustrated by Miro Tartan. Now, I thought she would be able to get on, but she wasn't able to get on, but we'll keep going. So, hi, Miss Duke. Hi, Mabry. So, she sent me this book a while ago. So then last week she said, "Did you get the new book?" And she sent me this book, but they're the same book. So in the comments, tell me why you think an author would send me two of the same books with a different colors, with different colors. Hi, Bryce. Oh, missed you too, Mabry. My second book, permission granted by HarperCollins Publishers, is Harold Snipperpot's Best Disaster Ever, written by Beatrice, Alemagna, creator of On a Magical Do Nothing Day. So we have that two books here. So my two books I'll be reading, and you put those comments in there because I can read your comments, and I love getting comments. Hi, Ray. So book number one is going to be Unicorn Ate My Homework. That's going to be the first book of tonight. So one for your reading coach. A Unicorn Ate My Homework. So I'm going to read this one because the reason she told me, Ms. Duke has said one's for my reading coach, but she told me that this book, when she first wrote it, she loved it, but then she realized it didn't have enough color in it, so they redid it like that. So let's read about A Unicorn Ate My Homework. Hello, Ava, Ari, and Pop Pop. Pop Pop fell asleep last week. Yay, Pop Pop, that means it worked. So Pop Pop, we'll give you try to keep you awake at least until the second book, or try to put all three down for you. All right, here we go. Lindy Loom loved to tell stories. The bigger, the better. She loved to tell silly stories. Oh, I never read the books in advance. Hi, Roland. I never read the books in advance, parents. That's a rule of Tucked In Tuesdays. So what you hear is what you get. Lindy Loom loved to tell stories. The bigger, the better. She loved to tell silly stories. My little brother farted so hard he blew his pants off. She loved to tell sad stories. Nobody would play patty cake with zinc because she was from the planet Snark and was made of slime. She loved to tell scary stories. Then the blog roared so loudly that his teeth exploded. So here it is. Good evening. Let me turn the light down a little bit so it's not as bright on the books. Right. Everyone loved Lindy's stories. Everyone except Lindy's teacher, Miss Pinch. There's no such place as Snark, Lindy. Oh, there's always one. Tell you, Debbie Downer's joy killers. That's Miss Pinch. The name is very fitting. Has anyone seen my apple? Miss Pinch asked one morning. Miss Fisher. Maybe a giraffe stuck his head in the window and grabbed it, suggested Lindy. Yeah, right, smirked Miss Pinch. A giraffe. There it is. And look, it's drawn, so it's not really in there. It's illustrated in there. Hello, Mike from Fort Lauderdale. Be careful. Where are all the jump ropes? I bit let's see what this is. What is this? You guys are going to have to help me with this word. Capybara. I don't think that's how you say that animal's name. Took them. He's probably going to weave them into a hammock, offered Lindy. Capybaras, I probably need to look that up. Hi, Miss Hawkins, are the largest rodent in the world. Sound that out for me, Miss Duke, so I can say that word correctly. I bet they love a good nap in the breeze. Miss Finch sighed. I seriously doubt capybaras weave hammocks. That's the word I'm having trouble with. So if you could sound that word out for me, even grown-ups need help with words. Hi, Miss Phillips. You're welcome, Mike. Oh, my stars, exclaimed Miss Finch. I left the paint right here. Where is it? Oh, what if a family of anteaters tromped in and drank all the paints? Maybe they thought it was a juice bar. Or maybe Dominic hid them, asked Miss Finch. And there's her imagination. There's her imagination right there. Okay, everyone grab a ruler. Who can tell me what we use rulers for? Lindy smiled. I heard a rumor that chickens desperately want to go to the moon. Maybe they would use rulers to build a rocket. Miss Finch rolled her eyes. That's a lot of rulers. A lot of rulers. Lindy Loom, we have a problem, groaned Miss Finch. Your imagination is too fantastical. There is no place for imagination during math class, but we use imagination in engineering and architecture and science, plus art and music, Lindy stated. Didn't you ever imagine things when you were little? Miss Finch sighed. That was a long time ago, Lindy. Let's get back to math. So there we go. And I have someone that says they want to be participating this year. Okay, I read something else. All right, during science class, Dominique said, look, everyone, the birds are eating all our monk beans. Lindy started drawing a picture of bears making monk bean jewelry. What are mung beans? Mung beans. At lunchtime, Andrew muttered, I can't believe they're out of pickles. Lindy thought, I wonder if some snakes took them. Maybe they had a pickle eating contest? Lindy, you know that snakes don't like pickles, winked Miss Finch. But look at Miss Finch is winking now. So I think she's starting to appreciate her creativity. After lunch, it was time for music class. Miss Finch asked, has anyone seen the sheet music? Lindy looked around and offered. I bet a colony of bats swooped in and took them to make paper airplanes so they could rest their wings. Miss Finch shook her head and hid a little smile. It's happening. She's becoming nice. I just had the pencil side, Miss Finch. Did anyone see where they went? Maybe a porcupine lost her quills, suggested Lindy. She was feeling self-conscious, so she took the pencils and a glue stick to make herself some new quills. Yes, Lindy, smiled Miss Finch. It must have been a porcupine. Hello, Virtuous. Don't forget to hand in your homework before you leave today, Miss Finch reminded everyone. Lindy didn't move. Lindy, do you have your assignment? Lindy chewed on her lip. No, I forgot it. I'm sorry. Hi, Sophie. Hi, Mrs. Flowers. Miss Finch looked at Lindy. You forgot it? Or maybe a unicorn ate your homework. Lindy laughed. Yes, Miss Finch, it was definitely a unicorn. I promise I'll bring it in tomorrow. Miss Finch, I overheard the principal say she wanted to paint the back wall. She does? Do you have any ideas of what we could paint? Lindy smiled. Maybe porcupines with pencils, bats on paper airplanes, and capybara, I need to look that up, in a hammock. Perfect, said Miss Finch. I'll get us paint for tomorrow. The next day, everyone grabbed a paintbrush. It looks great, class. I love your imagination, cheered Miss Finch. And Lindy, don't forget to give the unicorn some fresh homework to munch on. Thank you for reading and leave a review. We love to hear from you. And don't forget to check out these other books by Julia. Noni's Moon, Don't Paint the Cat. I read that one. My Camel Wants to Be a Unicorn. She sent me that one. Dinosaurs, The Do-Over Day. We read that one. Are They Really Scary? I have to read that one. And Where Would Santa Go? So those are her other books. And her website is right here. It's your free book. Hi, Thomas. And that's Julie. Permission given by her so you can buy it with the colors here or just here. But inside, when you go inside, it's the same. It's just the covers are different. Okay? Book number 2. All right. Book number 2 is Harold Snipperpot's Best Disaster Ever. I think this book is very, very much appropriate. It has to be because things have been kind of icky, ewy, bleh. So, Harold Snipperpot's Best Disaster Ever. Let's see what he considers a disaster. And at the bottom of the ticker, you'll see the information for the book scrolling by. Some days feel like complete disasters. You feel turned upside down, and it seems impossible that anything good could happen. Well, let me tell you the whole story from the beginning. It was 1 week before the disaster, and I was turning 7. More than anything, I, Harold Philip Snipperpot, wanted a real birthday party. Never had one because my parents hated parties. There he is. Hi, Miss McCardle. If you want to know why, it's because they were very grumpy. They never hugged or laughed, and forget about a kiss goodnight. They barely even talked. So each year on my birthday, nothing happened. But this year, I felt extra sad. So sad that my parents got worried. So worried that they decided to do something about it. Well, call up Mr. Ponzio, my mom said. I wonder who Mr. Ponzio is. Everyone in our neighborhood goes to Mr. Ponzio with their problems. That's what his job is, to solve people's problems in very original ways. I don't have any kids to send over, but I've got another idea, Mr. Ponzio explained. Don't worry one bit, Mrs. Snipperpot. The party will be absolutely extraordinary. But will it make our son happy? Yes, of course it will, he said. Trust me, you will never forget it. So my parents agreed. That's a lot of trust to put in a person. My cat actually eats my homework or used to when we had paper. Oh my, Lisa. It's a good excuse though. Hi, Meredith. As Duke said, perfectly timed. Maybe return 7 on the 27th. She's excited about this book. Perfect. On the happy early birthday, Mabry. On the day of the party, our house looked great. All decked out with ribbons, banners, and a rainbow of balloons. When the doorbell rang, I ran to answer it. And whoa, we couldn't believe what we saw. There's the balloons. What did he see? There were real animals, a line of them, winding all the way up the street, all the way up the street to our front door. We were flabbergasted. Look at all those animals. Could you imagine opening your door for the birthday and all those live animals, with the exception of the crocodile? But I let him in. Couldn't let the other ones in without letting him in. The animals made their way into our house one by one. At first, everything was fine. My parents almost seemed to be enjoying themselves. But before too long, something changed. My mom would not let the animals go upstairs, but they're roaming all around. The animals began behaving like animals. Large mammals, I now know, are born decorators. They immediately moved the furniture around and opened and wrecked every drawer. A polar bear clawed the velvet sofa while a small herd of sheep and pigs gobbled up the stuffing and ate each pillow. A giraffe reached up and chomped the crystals right off of our Art Deco chandelier, a family heirloom. And that was when my father collapsed. Oh my goodness, yes, flabbergasted is a great word. Could you even imagine? Upstairs in my room, an elephant was taking a nap in my bed. And oh no, completely squashed my new electric racetrack. Where was Mr. Ponzio? This was a mess. Meanwhile, a medium-sized flock of birds flew into the kitchen and performed a symphony on my grandmother's china. A family of turtles and their reptile friends demolished my father's library and gnawed an entire shelf of his rare book collection. Oh my goodness. A hippo found her way into the bathroom, ran a tub, and was soaking. All her pond pals followed, overflowing the tub and flooding the floor. My poor mom, she was too afraid to look. First of all, I'd like to know where to get the bathtubs that this big old hippo could fit in the bathtub and put some friends in there too. That's a big tub. Frolicking, there's another word for you, Lisa. Frolicking in my mother's closet was a seal, 3 monkeys, an armadillo, and others trying on her tulle skirts and her silk scarves and tearing them to shreds. A goat was wearing her shoes. Poor mom. Poor mom. Our house was destroyed, ruined, turned upside down. Worse yet, it was buried underneath a carpet of animal poo. Every type, which really stank. The party was absolutely extraordinary. All right. There's some great vocabulary words in there. Hi, Mackenzie. Just then, a huge alligator flashed 2 rows of sharp teeth at my parents, who, utterly terrified, jumped into an old steamer trunk. Oh no, the lid snapped shut and locked them inside. I was trying to saw the lid off to free them, then out of nowhere, oh goodness, parents are locked in the drawer. He's trying to get them out. The alligator's right there pulling on his clothes. Mr. Ponzio appeared, waving a stick. At the sight of the stick, the elephant panicked and stampeded toward the door. I had just enough time to grab his ears, and the rest of the animals followed us. Oh my goodness. There I was on an elephant, galloping through town, while my parents screamed like crazy from inside a steamer trunk on top of a rhino. What a disaster. But when I looked around, it all suddenly seemed funny. Crowds of people snapped photos in the streets, adding even more commotion and chaos. And I was there at the front of the line when I had the greatest idea. I, Harold Philip Snipperpot, took charge and led the entire parade toward the fountain where each animal stopped and took a sip of water, including the rhino, who dropped the steamer trunk, which fell to the ground and finally opened. My parents climbed out, looking very relieved, and in front of everyone, I could hardly believe it. Gave each other a big kiss, a giant, passionate one, just like in a movie. And then they gave one to me. Seeing those kisses, the chameleons displayed their prettiest colors, which reflected in the water and lit up the entire park. Children from all over the neighborhood ran to see. Some climbed the giraffe's neck, while others sat atop the alligator's back, and others gave the lion a new hairdo. As for me, my mom swept me up in the air as I laughed and laughed. Oh, something seems peculiar about this page. Oh, happy birthday, yelled my father. Happy birthday, yelled all the kids. So he's got a birthday party. Love that surprise page in there. Since that day, my parents and I meow and growl. We whiny and moo. We open our mouths wide and roar with laughter. And if we have something important to say, we snort. How funny, said my mom, that the animals made us feel more human. Mr. Ponzio is our friend now. He fixed a lot of the broken stuff in my house, even my electric racetrack. So, do you see what I'm trying to say about disasters? When disasters strike, unbelievable things can really happen. Yes, Miss Duke is a great message of love in this book. Hi, Miss Macklin. Great watercolor illustrations. Great observations, Miss Macklin. Miss Wright said, hope that you and your scholars have been having a good year. We have, Miss Wright. And if you ask me, good night kisses and great new friends are definitely worth the mess. There he is with his parents. And let's see if there's another page. I feel like somebody fell asleep. And look what he has in his closet. All the animals. He really didn't get rid of them. So I read 2 books tonight. I read, yes, very appropriate now. Yes, Lisa. So the 2 books that I read, whoop, let's try this. Unicorn Ate My Homework. Different covers, because Julia told me this week she wanted one with more color, so it seems more happy. So I always do a takeaway from the books. Now these books you can get Unicorn Ate My Homework from www.juliainserro.com or from Amazon. So here's a book. She'll watch this later, so if you have questions. My takeaway from A Unicorn Ate My Homework is, and I'll put the ticker up for that first. My takeaway for book number 1, A Unicorn Ate My Homework, is let people be themselves. Let them use creativity. Sometimes, and maybe, just maybe, it'll make you smile. But hi, Miss Sharon George, but if we expect everyone to be just like us, the world would be a really boring place. Unless you're kind of like me and you like to have fun all the time. But even then, you want the quiet people because sometimes you just need to be mellow. So my takeaway from this is don't let people stop you from being creative. You never know. Maybe, just maybe, one day the principal may ask that kid that draws all the time to draw a mural at the school. Second book, Harold Snipperpot's Best Disaster Ever. The title itself says that even in a bad situation, you always find the good in it. And he did, and he had a lot of fun. He started off really sad. He wasn't really happy. But through the disaster, his parents, they learned to depend on him. There was a lot of love. So right now, in the midst of COVID and quarantining and everything that's going on in the world, we can think of 1,000,001 wrong things that are going in the world. But you know what? These people that are on with me now and people that are on watching me or watching me later, here's a happy place. There's always a happy place amongst all the disaster. You just got to grab it by the ears like he did the elephant and ride it out and find the best in it. So guys, don't give up hope. Don't lose hope. Keep doing what you're doing. Harold Snipperpot's Best Disaster Ever and A Unicorn Ate My Homework. Those are my takeaways from that book. Hi, Geneva. These are my takeaways from the book. Guys, I'll be here next Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. That's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. So I hope I have some people to watch and great books to read. So stay tuned in. If nobody else tells you, and I mean this from the depths of my little heart, Dr. George loves you, even if I never saw you. So, hello, Poncho. Yes, those were two great books. You guys have an amazing, restful night. Find the best time and the best disaster ever. That's your whole lot in life. And you'll be able to go to bed with a smile and wake up with a smile, knowing that you found the silver lining in the clouds. Love you guys. I wish I could do this for a living. Love you guys. And I do. Love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you for your support. Good night, Miss Macklin. Good night, everyone. Good night, Mabry. Good night, Ava, Ari, and Pop Pop. Good night, everyone. You're welcome.